Scams in the place where you live. Scams and phishing. Welcome to HowDoWeHuman. This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
Fishing. Fishing with a PH,
baby.
Scams and fishing. I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
Today
Fishing's
we're
a scam.
I mean, isn't it though?
Yeah, get you all out there on boats.
Yeah, sit around for nothing for hours waiting for maybe you get a little nibble, but then you try to reel it in, but the fish is already gone.
Yeah, it's laughing at you.
Yeah. Anyway, today we're talking about scams. And
Obviously.
whether or not we've been scammed. Of course, in the past, we were wondering if I was going to get scammed with one of the Christmas gifts that I bought.
True.
And although I have purchased some other gifts with these recent Cyber Monday deals, they did seem to be from more reputable websites, so I don't think I'll get scammed. I probably got price gouged, but that's not quite the same thing. But first, before we get to any of that, I gotta know, Evan, how you doing?
I gotta wonder how I'm doing too. I didn't necessarily narrow down what I wanted to talk about. So I guess I will say this. Okay. I'm not going to go deep into it, but I teased some episodes ago that at a certain point I would talk about my current landlord. I'm not
Yes.
technically out of the woods yet, but when this episode comes out, it'll be close enough. I'm comfortable. I'll be broad. I'm not giving names. I just want to say what happened. Because it's funny to me. So, Jocelyn and I are in the process of moving. The knives are gone.
Yeah.
If you're watching on video.
These knives have gone away. Not quite the melody.
No, but it was fun. So originally the plan, we've talked about it before. Jocelyn and I want to move to Washington, but we can't do that quite yet. We got to stay here for a little bit. So in the first place, Jocelyn was going to move into my place.
Yes.
And that was like approved by the building company or the management company. They were like, heck yeah, let's do it. We just got to run that past your landlord. And about a week later, after it was all like, yeah, we're good to go, I got an email saying, you're not good to go. Your landlord says no because of the two dogs. I have a dog. She has a dog. That makes two.
Right. You guys keeping up?
Keeping up. Fishing.
No. I'm asking the listener if they're keeping up with the
math.
Jesus
me and the dogs.
Christ.
Me and the dogs.
This episode's going to take forever. This podcast is a scam.
This podcast is a scam. We're getting your information. So she said no because of the dogs. And I'm like, well, that's ridiculous because it was already like the building management company is cool with that.
Right. I always thought that the building management company was above the landlord. Is it the opposite?
Thought so too, but I think it's the owner of the building must have some sort of say, like final say. I don't know. At that point, I kind of figured like, well, that's not the final no. I could talk my way into this. That's ridiculous. Let me call the management company and ask them what happened, because we'd been in conversation before. They were very chill about everything and like, yeah, that won't be a problem at all. So I get this guy, the nicest person in the world. Do you ever speak to, especially as like introverted types like us. Have you ever spoken to someone that's just like the second they start talking to you, you're like, I think we're friends. We've never spoken before, but you talk to me like we're friends, and I like it.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. And he's like, yes, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I'll be honest. I'm not always in the office, but the other day I happened to be in the office when one of our whatever you call them representatives
Yeah.
called your landlord, and I heard the representative say, like, yeah, we completely approve of them having two dogs. It's not a problem. It's a big enough apartment, and this and this and that. And he said that he overheard my landlord scream at her, well, that's nice that you approve it, but I don't. So this is what I'm dealing with.
Great.
Which has generally been my experience interacting with this person. Bewildering insanity. So it does reach that point where it's like, well, that just, it feels ridiculous that we can't just move in. I've been living here this whole time and it's fine.
Yeah.
Just adding someone, we're not, it's nothing. Anyways, so I a couple of interactions happen with some of the neighbors, and I mention, like, I guess I'm moving because I like some of my neighbors. Like, I guess I have to move, and we were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that she's a lot." Like, oh, I forgot to mention the other guy did. The guy I called specifically said, like, your landlord's a bit of an odd duck. This should be an easy process, but we'll see. um,
Nice of them
so
to
in talk,
continue to let her be a landlord, though.
I don't know. I don't know
What
how
is
any of
this?
I don't know how any of this works. I think because it goes on. I'll try to make this story brief, but like, my feeling is this person's been in a lot of situations where she should be sued,
Yeah.
but nobody wants that experience
Yeah.
of going to court and arguing with this person. Um, Basically, the stories I got was before me. I don't know if it was in my apartment or just elsewhere in the building. Once, a woman's mother was dying. She was, at the time for hospice care, but instead of sending her to a hospice care facility, had her live with her in her place.
Okay.
As she was dying, the landlord found out, kicked them both out.
Oh my God.
And then after that, a couple was living here, and the guy committed suicide.
Okay.
And the landlord kicked his wife out.
Oh my God.
So getting these stories, it is just like, I give up. Like, it's not worth it. If
Yeah.
that's if I'm here,
Yeah.
and that's how far she'll
And
go
she
to
wouldn't let me have another dog in the
to kick
house.
someone out for no fucking real reason. I'm not gonna fight it.
Yeah.
People like this just win. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Baffling. That's the general gist of it. I'm
Is there
now happy to be
anything?
leaving.
It wouldn't be worth it, I guess. But like, is there anything that can be done to have the last laugh?
I don't know.
When you've
Maybe.
moved everything out, can you just have accidentally left like a little index card that says "fuck you" and the landlord's name?
Like a Joker card.
Yeah.
Singed at the top.
Yeah, like directly under whatever light you have left in that apartment, so that it's like a spotlight on it.
That'll get him. Yeah, we instead just gave up and we're moving an hour and a half away.
Really putting some
Chris.
distance between you and her.
Really, yes. And hoping we have a better experience with her.
What are the chances you think you get that security deposit back?
I believe the security deposit is I've been given the impression it is in the jurisdiction of the management company. That's who will be doing the walkthrough with
Well,
me.
that's great if they approve it.
It was just as soon as I was told, like, he heard her screaming. I'm like, what? It's not how these conversations are supposed to go.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
I gotta know how you're doing.
This is a little bit of an addition to the Feeling Stupid episode.
Addendum.
When my car was in the shop, there was one day of work that I had to I didn't have to. I decided to go into to do my job and had to take a lift because I didn't have um another mode of transportation.
Yes.
And I don't know, it's just something about being in there was both times, because I had to take it there and back, both times very uncomfortable. I think it's like, because it's a drive I make multiple times a week.
Yeah.
I know the fastest ways to get there. I know which lanes I need to be in, like, but I don't want to be a backseat driver and tell them, hey, you're going to want to, like, just get all the way over to the left now and then go to the right a little bit closer, because otherwise you're going to keep getting into these little pockets of stops.
Yeah.
On the way to work, by the time I got to work, I was like, I feel nauseous, because he was one of these drivers that, like, floors it immediately, then stops immediately. Like, there's no gradual acceleration or deceleration.
Awful.
And the other guy on the way back was a better driver, but his, like, doors stick. Like, I hear him unlock the door for me to get into the car, and I pull the handle, but the door doesn't go anywhere. And he gets mad at me and is like, you gotta pull it, use some strength or whatever. And, like, then of course it opens. And same thing getting out of the car. I pull on the thing and it's still like, I gotta, like, push it out. How is that my fault that your car, like, I don't know. I just, I would also, the thing that I would like to move away from Los Angeles because of is not my landlord, who's great. I love them so much. My previous landlord can go fuck himself, but and so can the one before that. But these people are okay so far. But just like the people. I'm so tired of the people and the entitlement of the people. But I also kind of feel like that's everywhere.
Maybe a little bit, but it does feel like it's got to be a little.
There's a high concentration of it. Yeah.
Like, oof, my goof. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm. I don't know. The words that came into my head: a busybody, a Karen. Maybe I'm one of these things.
Yeah,
but, like, shouldn't Lyft and Uber drivers, like, they don't have to take a drive test? They should have to take a drive test.
Yeah, and don't worry, I gave them 5 stars because. What am I gonna do? But
well, we're not certain how that appears to them. If they get Like, that person just left you 1 star.
Yeah.
That wouldn't feel safe. Now we got a death proof situation on our hands.
Exactly. Plus, it's like, then are they going to see that I gave them that score? They're going to give me a bad score. In
Yeah.
return, it's going to make it harder for people to pick me up because I'm going to have a worse score. It's a very slippery slope. It's also
Ride
like
shares part
when,
2. We'll ask Patrick.
same with like tips.
Yeah,
It's tough. Like,
totally.
especially now, more and more businesses are like, oh, people just feel bad enough to pay our
Throw
workers'
money.
wages for us.
Yeah.
Let's
Let
add
them
a
do
tip
that.
screen to literally every business.
Spread the joy.
But you better believe that means I tip.
Yeah.
If you did absolutely nothing, I still got to tip you because I don't want you to get evicted from your apartment by your insane landlord.
Yeah. Troublesome.
Yep.
Troubles.
It
We got 'em.
all feels like one big ol' scam. The scam
What?
of life.
The United States of America.
Of Scamerica.
Oh, Scamerica. Oh, boy. You've been scammed.
I don't think that I have, actually. I think that, like,
Been scammed.
I've been I've been baited, as it were, but
Yeah.
never taken the bait.
Mm,
Um there are different, like, I talked about this several episodes ago, but there was a period of time where I was getting like text messages that I think were part of a scam to like keep you talking for a while.
yeah.
Where they like, but they were like oddly specific things. Um and then when I would still, I had the courtesy at least to reply with like wrong number, but
Yeah.
then after that the responses were always very like, not, they were suspicious. It wasn't like how a person
Yeah.
would talk. It was always, my secretary must have given me the wrong number. I hope I have not disturbed your peaceful day, or like whatever. Like, it doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah.
Um and so then I never responded. Um you and I on the How Do We Human Instagram account, or Facebook account
Yes.
actually, um received multiple scam messages in the
This.
last, I mean, we've received a lot of like bot like messages
Yeah.
of like,
We all get
grow your
those.
following count or whatever. But recently we got uh some scams that were like, your account's going to be deleted in 24 hours if you don't click this mysterious link. um and the first one we got, because I don't have Facebook on my phone, I only have um like
Messenger.
Facebook Messenger on my phone. So I couldn't go back and see like, did we get an actual notification on our page, or was something
Right.
flagged or
Yeah.
whatever. So I just sent it to you and was like, I was at dinner, so I couldn't, like, at a restaurant, so I couldn't pull it up. But so I just screenshotted it and sent it to you and was like, is this real? And then later I just Googled the same phrasing from that thing,
Yeah.
and it was like, this is a scam. Great.
That's a good way to get around checking out those. Not get around, but good way of checking out reputability.
Yeah, if I get calls from unknown numbers, I type in the phone number, and then it'll be
Yeah.
like, this is a scam call, or these are known for robocalls.
Yeah.
I think that's generally how I go about things. I feel like I'm savvy enough to like double check email addresses when, like, because you can change what the email name is. So like, somebody could send me something and it's like, oh, I got an email from Evan Cox, but open the email and it's like, you know, scam you at motherfucker.com or whatever. Like, it's like, wait a second, that's not Evan's email address.
Evan.cox.penis enlargement. Power up.
Have you ever been scammed, Evan?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if you know, we both got this on our personal Instagrams.
Oh, yes.
I got a notification that Chris left a group. I was like, the fuck is this? I do want to read this.
We did get added to a group.
And it was
for reasons I don't know and understand.
It says, hey there. It's midnight here. I lost my sleep and was thinking, if I can share something that I won't talk with people close to me. You know, keeping a secret is hard. Let alone I was struggling with how I may do with it. I don't want to be annoying. But if you once had a broken heart, or you're kind to listen to, I wish we could be shared on WhatsApp for privacy, and here's my ID. With the link. I think that's the most, like, sensitive scam attempt I've ever been hit with. If you've ever had a broken heart, come talk to me.
Yeah, I must not have even seen the message. I saw that we were added to a group that was like at Catholic Moms or something like that.
I don't know if it said that on my side. That's very funny. Catholic Mom.
And it was like, I saw a bunch of people had been added, and then I saw like a bunch of those people left. And I was like, I'm out of here. So I don't think I even saw the message.
It's a good message.
Yeah, that was a good message.
I have been I don't know to what point you would say I've been scammed. Like, I have been scammed, but it didn't officially happen. You know what I mean?
No.
But, like, wouldn't you still consider, even if, like, say in that example, what they're trying to do is get me to click on that link. If I do that, I've been scammed and things have been taken from me. But if I read that and took it seriously and responded like, oh no, man, you okay? Is that getting scammed? It feels like that's also like what that term means. Like, it got me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll give the two examples because it's happened twice. And this is the sad part about scams, is when does it happen that you can give in to something so stupid? Moments of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Taking advantage of people in the moments of desperation. And what a big global moment of desperation was the outbreak of COVID-19. Those big, bad, scary days when the grocery stores were empty and there was no hand sanitizer and we didn't know what it was yet and didn't know that it was like a respiratory thing, and we're like, we gotta wash all our groceries and shit. Everyone needs hand sanitizer now. And like Lysol wipes was another big thing. Bleach wipes. You gotta wipe your doorknobs down and everything. And, you couldn't get them in stores. So I'm like, I can probably find some online. Like, probably someone upcharging for them, but I could probably get some. And I found some, it was just like bulk. Like, get 10 to 20 packs, whatever it was, of bleached Lysol wipes for whatever, $20.
Yeah.
Probably more than that to make it worth the scam. But I was in the situation where I'm like, yes, that is worth it. And then I could just, because I was already in the process of like, I had a homemade mask at that point. Remember those days? Not like a sewn mask by a grandmother, like a
Like a rag.
torn
Yeah.
piece of fabric wrapped around my face. Like, I don't know if this does anything. But so it was also at the time where I'm like, I'm looking online for masks and finding some and finding like, okay. And those did go through. So I don't know. I trusted. And in retrospect, you go like, no, you can't trust that. I should, any other time, I would do what you're saying. I always look up, like, is this site reputable? Is this blah, 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 blah. I was just like, I fucking need Lysol wipes. And I bought them. And they never arrived. And I went back to that website, and the website was gone.
Yeah, I think this is definitely you got scammed.
But so this is the case of, yes, I did get scammed because I did the thing. But they took payment through PayPal. So I contacted PayPal, and they're like, oh, yeah, you can have that money back. And they took it away from them. So I was like, I won in the end. But yes, so that time I did get scammed. The other time I've talked about, which I think I talked about, but it was like 200 episodes ago. So let's dip back in, because this is peak awkward feeling. This is like public scam. Like when you share something on Facebook, like, look at this great thing I got, and everyone's like, that's, you should not click that link. That link is diseased. It was when I was working at Walgreens. It was like after film school had ended, and when I started realizing, like, oh, I'm not gonna get work. Like a lot of freelancers realize, like, oh, I fucked myself over in school and I didn't get the internship because my attendance was poor. That's on me. That is on me. And so that's a terrible feeling. I never did the full, like, 4 to 8 year college experience, but I'm sure it's the same with that. If you're like, you go to school for something for a long time and you're like, yeah, there's something about going to school that just feels like I'm doing the thing, you know, I'm taking the step. And then when you realize, like, well, the school's done now, the only help you have is the fact that you've got this degree, which I didn't get a degree, I got a certificate, but that's still something you could put on a resume. It ended up helping eventually, but it's just like, there's nothing. Nobody wants to hire me for anything. And those are also the big Craigslist days. I think we're talking around 2008. I used Craigslist for a lot of stuff at the time. Now, mostly scams.
Yeah.
This was probably the beginning of the end of my relationship with Craigslist. I saw a Craigslist post. That was a director. Great start. I love that word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
is this Ridley Scott?
It was Ridley, the Riddler. And
he should start calling himself that.
Absolutely. I want to start calling him that, but it'd be so much stronger if he started calling himself that.
I think it would reach more people.
We were talking beforehand about how I went to see Napoleon and liked it significantly more than the internet humans.
Don't you think it's weird that a movie about Napoleon is not short?
Good point. That's you got your special little Letterboxd review.
Here we go. What I should get now is our special on Netflix, baby.
Anyways, I've why was I saying this? To say that, that Ridley Scott, he's the best. Where historians have come out and been like, this is not historically accurate. And Ridley Scott's response was, were you there? How do you know what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And I love that.
I love that too.
I think it's wonderful. Well, why have a civil discourse if that's what you're going to get? Like, hey, fuck you. I made a fucking movie. People are watching it. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Anyways,
big fan.
Big fan of that type of discourse. So it was a director saying, or it was like a director's whatever. It's a producer on behalf of a director. Who gives a shit? Were you fucking there? They wanted a personal assistant for a director. Like, fuck yeah, that's
Okay,
awesome.
yeah.
The list of duties was like, driving, basically kind of like being a PA, but specifically for the director, driving the director to and from set,
Yeah.
picking up equipment, shit like that. Which all is like, yeah, that is what that person would do. And so I responded to it, sent in a resume, and they responded back. And we're like, hello, we're very interested in employing you on behalf of Mr. Bloop Blop Bloop. And to be fair, it wasn't like a named director. That would have been a much more obvious scam. It was like,
Yeah.
Mr. Scorsese loves your resume. It was just like, some small time director, but still work and
Yeah.
a leg up in an industry that's hard to get into. So I was messaging back and forth with this person, and I'm at work messaging with this person, and they were like, yeah, you've got the job. And I started telling people at work and telling people like, guys, because, the vibe there is just like, I got out.
Right. Oh,
I
yeah.
got out of
sure.
Walgreens. You worked at IKEA. You got out at a certain point. Like,
Yeah.
I did it, guys. I got out. And I told, like, not everyone, just like my close friends there, like 2 or 3 people that were working that day. And continued messaging. And it's like, we'd love for you to get started as soon as possible. We've got a shoot coming up next week. And this Friday, we need someone to go to this place and rent the video equipment. And it's like, okay. And they're like, but, the video equipment, it needs to be bought with a specific type of money. Why don't you send us a money order or a Western Union? That type of scamming is so gone now, I think. But like, it used to be the second you hear Western Union, it's like, nope, out. I'm out. There's nothing good comes from wiring money to people.
Yeah.
It was like genuinely fucking heartbreaking, and I was intelligent enough and aware enough to just be like, fuck, I'm getting scammed. I'm still in the position of power where I can just like stop responding. I think I ended up responding like, this is clearly a scam. Take down this post. Please don't message back, whatever. Because it's like we did already exchange emails and shit like that. And I'm like, fuck. And I gotta like block people and stuff. It was so fucking embarrassing though to have to go back to those friends and just be like, I fucked up.
I didn't get
was
out.
Wrong. I didn't get out. I'm still here. That was a deep, dark depression for a minute there. So that's the awkward side of scams, is when it's public at all in any capacity. I can't imagine. That was just like 2 or 3 people, probably including my boss, because we were close. It sucked. That was a big bad bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer for sure. At my current job, every now and then the company sends out emails that are intentionally designed to be scams, like sends them to the employees.
Okay.
And idea is we're checking to make sure you can recognize what a scam
Wow,
is.
interesting.
And if you fall for the scam, you have to take like remedial training,
I
basically.
kind of like this approach.
And so I've gotten some of those before, and so like there's a little thing in our like Microsoft Outlook emails that's like, click here to report, or no, if you think something is a scam or a phishing attempt,
Yeah.
like forward it to this email address within the company. And so one time I did that and forwarded the email, and then I got a response back from somebody in headquarters that was like, "Great work, Chris. This was something we sent out to test people's, scam awareness, and you passed with flying colors." And like, obviously, in this company of thousands upon thousands of employees,
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who
Right.
did that. But that email was just to me, where I was like, I'm incredible. I'm the smartest person who works here.
I get the chocolate factory.
Yeah, I mean, just that like that validation from like something that's probably a form email that just plugs your name in felt amazing.
That's the power of AI, Sometimes
To
just
know
getting
I'm
a
just such a
mildly
smart little boy.
personalized.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm smart.
Tell me I'm a smart little boy.
Should we just
ChatGPT, tell me I'm a smart little
yeah.
boy.
Ooh, do you think it will? I want to log on to ChatGPT and ask it to tell me I'm a smart little boy.
How long has it been since you've used ChatGPT? Because I know there was
Literally
a time where
since
you were like really using it every
testing
day.
it out. No, not every day. Just, but no, yeah, I haven't touched it since the last time we did it on the episode. Whatever. I think for Howie's obituary.
Yeah, I mean, how do you top that?
I mean, where to go except to ask it to tell me I'm a special little boy. Was it a smart little boy?
Smart little boy, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see, like, does it respond simply with "you are a smart little boy," or does it
Yeah.
go into like paragraphs of slightly reworded sentences?
Can you tell me that I'm a smart little boy? Certainly. Oh man, there's quite a response.
Okay.
Certainly. You're a smart little boy with a bright future ahead of you. Keep exploring, learning, and being curious about the world around you. Remember that intelligence comes in many forms, and every person has unique talents and abilities. Keep up the good work. I feel great.
Oh, thanks, ChatGPT.
That was awesome. So I think
do
that
I like the little like I don't know what the right word is, but like I want the phrase I'm going to use is genie phrasing, where like you can twist it a little bit, where they say that intelligence comes in many forms,
yes, yeah.
like artificial.
Intelligence comes in many forms. I think there is something to that, and maybe that's all that is right there, but just plug that into an app and just a little self-confidence boost, like say something nice to me. You're a
Yeah.
smart little boy. Well, you know what? It felt good.
We did
Anyways, that's not what
we
we're here
did
to talk about.
ask our
Oh,
listeners if they've been scammed. And hey, there's a chance if you're listening that you send us a story about you being scammed, but
Oh,
we're already recording this episode, so we don't see it.
happens.
maybe we'll read it as another addendum at the
Yeah,
beginning of next week's
this one
episode or
was kind
something.
of a last minute, like,
Yeah, as Evan scrambles to escape his landlord,
yes, I had
we
to
had to
pick a
kind of move some stuff around.
different day to record, so yeah, didn't have as much time to ask.
But nonetheless, we got a response. And
Hey,
I am torn on revealing this person's name because it feels in a way like, hey, scammers, if you're listening, this person's fallen for it before.
get him.
So I will say
But we
that
know the name.
a big thank you to the listener.
Yeah.
Um, we appreciate you listening and also contributing to this episode. But this person did respond and says that they gave their credit card info to someone
Oh,
posing as their energy provider. They stole
awful.
$1,200, but they
Ugh.
do say they got the money back. Um,
Whew.
so almost in a much higher um,
Higher stakes
dollar amount than your
than my
Lysol story, but
yeah.
was still able to retrieve that money. Um,
That's the scary stuff.
but that's kind of what I like. I don't. Maybe that was. I don't know if that was over the phone or through email, but
Yeah.
like I was saying, where I'll check people's. I'll double check email addresses if something seems
Off.
strange to me. But over the phone to book the rehearsal dinner venue for my wedding, like it was at a restaurant that I've been to multiple times. So
Yeah.
I know that it's like a real business.
Yeah.
It's not like doing something completely sight unseen. But I had to call him to call the owner to book the rehearsal dinner. And he was like, "Yeah, all I need is your credit card information, and then we'll send you the confirmation text or whatever."
Yeah.
And like, I did it, but I really felt uncomfortable. It like goes against everything in my body to be like, "Sure, here's my credit card info."
It's tough. That came up recently. I mean, anytime we got to sign up for all the new utilities and shit. Something coming up in the move that we had to pay for, and that happened. And I'm like, man, that has become like, I remember the first time I got hit with that in general, like a reputable company being like, yeah, we need to. It was like I don't remember, but
Yeah,
give your credit card info, give the date, give the 3-digit code, and I'm like
yeah,
saying it quietly so neighbors don't hear it. But it's like that is so prevalent now, which is
yeah.
weird. But like, you got to trust and just say it over the phone and type it in online all the time. I never save my debit card online. It would save me so much time, but I'm like, I don't want that stored somewhere.
I'm the same way. I don't. I mean, I guess like on a few sites where it's like encrypted, all it's like attached to my account. But
Yeah.
things like there are certain sites where like I type it in every time,
Hmm.
and my fiance is like, "Why don't you just save it?" Like, because I don't want to. I don't want them to have it.
I don't know who's saving it. I don't know
Right.
where it's saved. And quite frankly, even without sharing any information, I got a letter a little while back from my bank saying, like, oh, we got compromised. Sorry about that. Hopefully your money's still there. Like, the shit
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It's not as secure as people. The amount of times I have to change my passwords because now browsers will tell you, like, oh,
Yeah.
all your passwords got leaked. Change them. It's like none of this shit's safe. I don't like from a uh, technological set, like in terms of an actual definition. I don't know what it fucking means that it's encrypted. I know
Sure. Yeah.
generally that means like, yeah, it's harder to hack,
Yeah.
but can it be done? Because people seem to do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
don't.
believe it can be
I
done.
don't know. It's all bad.
Yeah.
The world's bad, but people do it. I don't know. What maybe that's the other side of it, is it's like that's also coming from a place of desperation, that people are just like, nope, this is how I make my money because people are suckers and
Yeah.
I can do it. um I don't know what point I'd have to get to be like, I'm gonna fuck over a bunch of sad people.
Yeah, I mean, I have never had any run-ins with identity theft, or things like that, and I don't think I know anyone who has, but that's another. Oh, yeah, that's right. Didn't you have, like, an identity theft issue?
There was a big, trying to I mean, there was just one case of, again, yeah, like typing your debit card into the wrong thing, and then I just started getting a bunch of charges from Alabama and called the bank and they shut it down, blah 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 blah. But there was a big event. So the Walgreens, let's set the table. Broadway, Seattle, the same street Dix is on. You been there?
I have.
The Walgreens on Broadway. That's where I used to work. 1 block away, there's a QVC, QF, Which one's the
KFC?
QFC? It's funny. I haven't lived there in so long. I've forgotten what the grocery chain is. QVC is the like video
Yeah, that's
selling
the
jewels and
yeah,
stuff. Okay, then it's
yeah.
QFC. I think owned by the same. I think it's Ralph's. I think it's the same company,
Okay.
but the Seattle version. And there was a big thing at that specific location. Someone had like taped some sort of magical electronic magnetic strip on the inside of one of the debit machines. So every single person that swiped their card on that to buy something, they had their info, and I was one of the people. This was headline news in the area. It made The
Yeah.
Stranger. I don't know if it made The Stranger. It's a
I
newspaper
don't
in the area.
yeah, I like okay.
It's very popular.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I
You don't read The Stranger. Anyways, that sucked. But same. It was just the debit card, so just had to shut the debit card down. Probably, I don't remember. I might have lost some money on that one, but no fun. It's not fun when people try to steal your shit.
Yeah, it's there's I've seen videos too of like people will put like a fake pin pad over the real pin pad that like saves people's pin
Oh, I
numbers or
did.
something.
I saw something like that on the television.
And it's like, yeah, I mean that's the thing is like it's tough to know because I think I've mostly seen it through like Instagram videos or something. Like,
Right.
are people really doing this, or like, are you
Generating
fear
content.
mongering or whatever? Like, I don't
There's
know what
like you
the
can't
truth is.
call that a scam, but like that
Yeah,
is such a fucking thing now. The amount of times you'll see something. I'm normally hearing about it after the fact because I'm not on TikTok. That seems to be the bulk of where this
right.
goes. That's just like either fear mongering or like life hacks that are just fucking
Yes.
fake. It
Yeah.
just
Oh,
made
yeah.
some shit up. Like, pour bleach in your microwave and turn it on and it'll come out clean. Like, no, it won't.
Yeah.
I just made that up, but I guarantee I could convince some people in the world to try it.
I think absolutely.
And people just rake in the views, and I don't know. People are dubious at best.
Yeah. I mean, I think as we've seen, based on what goes incredibly viral,
Yeah.
or who goes incredibly viral, like we don't have the smartest audience members using
No.
these things, so it is tough to know like did you buy a fake pin pad, put it over the real one, then film you taking it off and being like, this steals your stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's real. I don't know. But I now have to question every single thing I see on the internet.
Yeah.
So who knows?
You can't trust anything. So I'm moving to the mountains. Just gonna stay there.
Well, yeah,
Not
I mean, you're going to
really.
get snowed in as soon as you move. So
It sounds like it. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking cold. I got one other thing I wanted to bring up.
great.
The world of maybe scams in progress, maybe attempted scams, maybe real. I don't fucking know. It's hard to tell.
The
The
world of maybe scams.
I really was positive getting ready for this move that I'd be able to sell some shit on OfferUp. My
Yeah, good luck.
preferred Craigslist of choice these days is OfferUp, and I've sold stuff on there before, and it's gone well. I've bought stuff on there plenty. And I've got this, which, hey, maybe you want it. I've got this director's chair I'm trying to get rid of. I don't have space for it anymore. I looked it up on OfferUp. Hey, other people are selling director's chairs in as good a quality as mine for $100. I'm like, well, fuck, if I can get $100 for it, that's absolutely worth it. You can always use extra money in a move. So I listed
Yeah.
this thing. I listed it for $100. I should at this point change it to OBO, maybe even drop it to 80. Whoa, see what comes in. But I wasn't getting any responses for a while. And then all of a sudden I started getting multiple responses. But here's the thing. When you're buying something on OfferUp or selling, the messaging system. Have you ever offered up?
I sure have.
Okay.
When I
Oh
moved
yeah.
out of my past place, I was trying to sell stuff and eventually
That's
just said, it's all
right.
free. Just come get it. And suddenly everybody wants it.
Hooray! The messaging system in there, you can type whatever you want, but it also has 3 pre-programmed things you can say. Like, yes, this is still available.
Right. Yes.
On the buyer's side, one of those is, hi, is this still available?
Correct.
So I've received multiple messages that just say, hi, is this still available? And I say, yep. And then
And
I
then you hear
never hear
nothing
from
back.
them again.
Yes.
What is this? And it scares me in a sense. Not scares me, but it is just a new thing where it's like, oh, that is helpful. It's got these buttons, so I don't have to think about what to say. I'll just push that. But in all these other examples, like the Instagram one I read out, you can read it, you can see who it's from, and be like, if I'm using my best judgment, this is bullshit. But this is through the app, just pushing the button. It doesn't have to be any real intent. And there's no way on my end, unless it's just like an account that has like a 1-star rating or whatever, to know what it is. This are these bots to just make it feel like people are like, oh, it's worth posting on OfferUp because people are interested. I don't fucking know, but I've had like 6 or 7 responses. I have talked back with 2 of them, or no, just one of them, and been like, yes, it is. And they were like, only one person was communicating with me, and they were like, I told them I'm moving at the end of the month, so it's got to be before then. And they're like, I'll find a place when I'm ready where I can get it in my schedule. And like a week
Yeah, and
passed.
that's LA speak for you'll never hear from me again.
Apparently, like it'd be so easy to just not respond. But then, yeah, I responded like a week later, like, you still interested? Because other people are asking. No response. Is it all a scam?
I mean, I kind of am of the impression right now that OfferUp is like the business is not or the like it's
The
not really a
platform.
scam. Yeah, the
Yeah.
platform is not a scam, but it is like it's people looking for a deal.
Yeah.
It's not people looking for stuff.
Yeah.
It's people looking for deals. And so inherently you're going to get like a mix of people who really um like just send out a bunch of messages, almost like Tinder, right?
Yeah. That's what it
They're just
feels
trying to
like.
match with as many products as they can and then see if they actually want any of them. And then on top of that, it's like, well, is it worth it for me? You know what? I think OfferUp is like Tinder for like people's
I think it
stuff.
might be.
Because it's like, oh, well, I have matched. I'm kind of interested, but is it going to be worth it for me to drive out somewhere and get it?
It's just
And
occurred
then
to
there's
me.
the haggling element of OfferUp, all sorts of stuff.
Tinder matches. The matches start a fire and the Tinder keeps the fire going? Is that the idea? Never occurred
I
to me what
guess,
the name Tinder was for.
yeah, man, yeah, I guess
They
so.
use a
Yeah,
little flame.
right. Yeah, I think that is
Matches.
it. Yeah,
Fire. Tinder. That's pretty
yeah.
bad.
I think it's also like, I think it's also like, it's supposed to imply hotness.
Passion.
Yeah.
Hot fucking. Oh, good stuff, Tinder. Um, I mean, Tinder's also a place where I felt like there were a billion fake accounts, like
Yeah, I mean,
dating site scams. There's plenty of those.
there's definitely plenty of those. A lot of people trying to bait you into talking on other platforms, not just like text,
Like,
but
listen,
WhatsApp
I got enough
or
baiting in my life right now. That's not what I'm looking for. It's more baiting.
Instagram or OnlyFans or like whatever the platforms are.
Yeah.
But a lot of what I've heard about dating apps is that they are designed algorithmically to keep you using it instead of
Yeah.
finding matches. So I think that can also make things more challenging. But
Yeah. It's all bad.
it is all bad.
Everything's a scam. We learn
Yeah.
anything? There's just everything a scam.
I think everything's a scam. I think something that we've learned is like don't trust anyone.
I mean, do check your sources.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. You can't trust anyone or anything.
Yeah, I mean Google is a great resource if you're not sure
Yeah.
if like people have gotten the same message before or gotten calls from this same number before. You can search, either those numbers, those email addresses, or specific phrases from uh those voicemails or texts or emails or whatever to see if other people have gone through this before and deemed it
Yeah.
in the court of public opinion.
There
Is
are
this a
websites
scam?
out there, I think like Scam Alert or something like that. Certain
Yeah.
websites that people will log emails and phone numbers and stuff. But what are the other just rampant things that I just hate? Is that people are preying on older folks
Yeah.
now who are less technology savvy, and I've had it happen to some loved ones of mine, and I hate it. It makes me sad. Don't do that. Leave them alone, you fucking weirdos. The thing I was going to say that I remember is, which goes for both of my cases, rule of thumb: if it seems too good to be true, It is.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. 99 times out of 100, maybe.
Yeah, it's true.
It's too good to be true. Take a look. See
It's
what
in a
you can
book.
see. Reading
Scambo.
Take a look. You're reading a book in the jungle. Reading Rambo? I can't get there. I don't know. Reading
Yeah, no,
Rambo,
that's
though.
definitely better than the topic we've talked about for the last hour.
Reading Rambo. That makes sense. If you've enjoyed this experience, first off, wire us some money.
Yep, Western Union.
We got the stuff. We're both on Venmo also. You can, send us money. You can also listen to this podcast some more. This is episode 242, I think. That's a lot of fucking episodes, baby. Go listen to the rest of them. Or, better yet, if you just stumbled on this, scroll through the backlog. You're probably going to find a topic that you're like, that hits close to home with me. And I want to see what these two very smart boys, quote, ChatGPT. That is funny. That would be funny. If we made a movie or something and all the quotes on it just said ChatGPT. As the quotes. That's pretty good. Save that idea for later. You can find us anywhere where you get your podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music, Pocket Cast, Podbean. Get your podcasts. Get them from us. We're a reputable source. We're not going to steal your information. I get bored and put this on my finger, and I keep thinking I have one black fingernail polish. I've scammed myself. We're a reputable source. You can trust us. You're always going to get direct podcasting related to the topic that we say we're going to talk about 100% of the time. That's a
Reading
guarantee.
Rambo.
Reading Rambo, babies. You can also find us on Instagram, on social in general, but on Instagram at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle.
You can find us on old Facebook at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that scamdle.
You can find us on YouTube. We got full video now. That's at HowDoWeHuman.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
And you can even send us an email. That not every podcast lets you do that, but we let you talk directly to us. You can email us, and that is howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's an email.
Down, Chris.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
Good question. Let me consult my notes. This isn't really a product to plug. This is like an idea that one of these fancy tech bros can figure out and then use to ruin the world after that, after they've used it for something good. When like people's car alarms are going off,
I do,
but they don't seem to either know or stop it.
They're the only person in the neighborhood that can't hear it.
Yeah. I want a device that's, I don't know how this would work, but I hear the alarm, it's going off. There's some sort of button that I can press that stops it for me. Now, anybody else can still hear it, but I have basically said I acknowledge that the car is sounding its alarm, but I don't want to hear it.
That's
so
great.
If anybody can figure out how to make that possible, please do it.
It should be possible. We can do it. We have the technology.
You know what? I think we got it under control. Evan tried to build a robot out of paint cans.
It's true.
And oil?
That was part of it. Yeah, an
Okay, yeah.
old vending machine.
Yeah, so I think we can figure this out.
Yeah.
Evan, what would you like to plug?
That there was also a lawnmower motor there, so that's what was gonna get it going. And to
Yeah,
be
okay.
fair, I stacked all this shit up and it looked like a robot, but I never actually did put oil in the cans, so we don't know. It might have worked. I want to talk about a new show I've
Great.
just conceived as we were talking. And I
Whoa,
think this is a good
steamy.
idea. We're talking Scam Jam.
Okay.
Now, here's what happens. Contestants come on the show. They think they've got a good scam idea. They're brought on and told, you got to come up with an original scam and you got to scam all
Okay.
your friends. Okay. So they come up with
Okay.
this idea and we shoot secret video of all the friends and we scam the shit out of them. And we see if it worked. And if it works, you and all your friends who got scammed get some money.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. All right.
Now, between you and me, leave the podcast listeners out of this.
Okay.
The
I
show
like this.
itself is a bit of a scam.
Is a scam.
We're out there scamming other people, and that's where the money's coming from. You know?
Yeah, okay.
Pay
I
it
like
forward.
Yeah.
Pay more like pay it backwards, back into my pocket. Actually, I don't think I'm making any money off of this.
I was gonna
I'm just
say,
scamming, taking money from the poor and giving it to the poor. Circulating it. It's good for the economy.
Yeah. Just moving it around.
Shuffle it. Scam Jam.
Scam Jam.
On Fox. Certainly.
Certainly on Fox.
All right. Well, this wasn't a scam.
Nope.
No. So, we're not giving you your money back.
Okay,
You
bye.
spent it well. Okay, bye.